flex. Flex alive is more than the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed this morning. Let's get it. Drew Titan, Bronson on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Come on in, smash the like button. Hype the video. Share the content. I repeat, share the content. It'll take you but a couple of seconds. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel to do anything for us because we're not pillow biting or waving that awkward colored flag like they're gangs, because that's what they are. They're the pillow biting lynch mob. Let's do this roll call because I need some assistance this morning with this topic because I want to insist that I'm bugging out, but I don't think I am. Todd Swindle, Steve O. I'm sorry, Sly Steve. Salute, brother. He over there on Rumble. And follow me on Rumble, y'all. I don't think it'll be one of those mornings where we got to make the lateral move. And shout out to y'all that rocked me on Rumble yesterday. I got 1,590 views yesterday on Rumble. I didn't even know I did that. I was doing something. I said, oh, those are my views? I said, oh, crap. So we cooking over there. I got 206 followers on Rumble. Let's get 10K over there. I'll take the gloves off. I'm telling you it's coming. There's going to be a point where I'm just doing short videos on YouTube. You're going to have to catch me live on Rumble. Because what I got to say ain't, hey, bro, listen. Yeah, sometimes it's going to be like that. Steve-O, salute. Joe, what up, Joe? Bernard Gilbert, Stormy in here with everything. Salute. And go follow Stormy. He on Rumble. Go follow Coach Hudson. He on Rumble. Junior the Truth on Rumble. The General's on Rumble. I'm telling you, we over there. We got options. Miss Van Houder, good morning, ma'am. Brandon, what up? My brother, Monda Mansa Musa. Salute, good brother. The Netrick Banner, salute. Early in that super chat, he says, cookie, man, salute, bro. Hey, I'm going to need some help this morning. I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show you. And I hope it's me. I hope it's me. But if it's what I think it is, hey, bro, it's everything that we tell you it is. Hassan, salute. Chill Time Major, salute. Coach, what up, Coach? Hey, I was in your live this morning, and I was commenting, and no one could see me. So I'm just letting you know. YouTube and Miguel, they're up to their shenanigans. I just wanted to let you know that. I know you was cooking, though. I was there when you threw that op out with that ghost account. I was right there. Chill Time Majors in the building. No smoke in the building. Southpaw, what up? So, that's Southpaw Manny, not that idiot from Chicago. Not that guy. This is a different Southpaw. He's cool. 704 in the building. Anthony, what's going on? Romello, DP Rocker, Sam Mack, Egalitarian, Main Biker. Brother Reef in the building. Welcome down, Ram. Welcome down, Ram. Salute to you. But welcome down, Van Houder's in the building. Salute. All Father. Romello. Derek Gaines, the legend. Marcus Banks. Yeah, Coach, I don't know what's going on, but this ain't the first time they've done this. You see, what happens is they see what type of time you on and what they're doing. And what they're doing is they're trying to create an inner rift, but they can't do that. FaZe the Great says, I want to ask you some questions, bro, if you ever open up the panel again. Well, I don't know. Respectfully, I don't know who you are. And you can ask me the questions in the chat. You're a real channel. You know, but you know, I have to be protective of my peace and what I have going on here. 4-hour sniper, salute. I'm not saying you are op or nothing like that. You know, I'm just saying I don't know you. I never saw you before. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, respectfully. But I might open up the panel today because I have questions about what's going on. Now, y'all see the meme, right? I didn't even bother to animate it. And salute to you, FaZe the Great. I'm not saying you are op or nothing like that. You know, but we have to be protective of what we got going on over here. Respectfully, respectfully, respectfully. True Boxing Night, salute. C Money, what up, bro? Brooklyn in the building. Now I got a question, y'all. Okay. How do you maintain black pride when you never feel accepted, embraced by your own people? Are you having an issue personally? Don't block him, y'all. He's asking a question. 88, what up? How do you maintain black pride when you never feel accepted, embraced by your own people? Well, good brother, who... Bella Faith, salute. Yeah, this is not something that I want to talk about. Do you want me to do a pep talk about that on my other channel? I'll bring you on the panel. We can have a great conversation about that because every brother ain't your brother. I have people in my neighborhood that I came up with, and I also have friends from other neighborhoods, and they wasn't trying to get embraced by their people because they were nothing but gang members where they grew up at. Feel me? Those aren't his people. There's people that I'm cooler with that I met in life that I'm tighter with than my own blood relatives. And I'm talking about second cousins. And I don't deal with them. So every brother's not your brother. So, you know, if you're going through something, I don't know how old you are. If you're going through something, maybe those people aren't your people. You have to analyze why they aren't your people. Maybe they don't like you. Maybe you don't like them. Y'all don't have the same interests. Maybe it's a situation where you're going in one direction, education-wise, job-wise, and they want to remain stagnant and you want more. I've seen that happen. Maybe you're a Republican and they're a Democrat, or you're a Democrat and they're Republican. It could be anything. It could be anything. But as far as black people is concerned, if you're talking about black people, we got a lot of issues, but I keep those conversations within the community. Yeah. I remain on code to a degree until the person that I'm talking about reveals that there is no code. Then I give it to him. I give him that work. You know what I mean? So let me get to this topic, and salute to you, good brother. I hope everything is well. Enoch, salute, brother. Let me say this, as it pertains to what I have here on the meme. If you follow my channel, you know what I'm getting at here. Now, me and Stormy this past Sunday called me up, and he says, "Look, man, did you see this Andre Ward interview?" And I said, I didn't watch it. It came up on my algorithm. I was going to get to it because, you know, weekends, you know, my wife caught me last weekend. He was like, yo, we got to do this. We got to do that. I had to go to Home Depot. So I'm running. And it's kind of messed up because sometimes I'll have one of my earbuds in and she'll be talking. And I'm listening to Stormy's live. I'm listening to General. I'm listening to Coach. I'm listening to somebody. And she's just talking. And I'm glad when the kids are with us because it takes the conversation off of me because I'm trying to listen. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. It's like, man, I'm already up out the house doing something I don't want to do. Please leave me in my thoughts. I'm the wallet. I'm out here spending the damn money. Let's get what we need so I can go back home and get what needs to be done. I don't even want to be out the house today. Lord forgive me. But man, I hate it when I have plans and then here she come, planning my agenda. And, you know, you don't want to say no. It's like, man, you know what? Okay, what I had to do could wait about 2 hours. Let me go do it so I ain't got to, you know, hear it later. So you get up, you do it. But the trade-off is I'm going to put the earbud in and I'm going to listen to some boxing talk. And I'm like half in the conversation, half out. So Stormy hits me up. He asked me if I listened to it. I said, no, I ain't listened to it yet. He said, you need to listen to this, man. So I'm listening to it. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Now, there was things. Now, I knew, and salute to Main Bike in that super chat. He says, yo, I do the same. My wife be like, baby, is the is the love. Yo, you know, bro. You know, I just don't argue. I just get up. Or what you want to do? Okay, fine. Let's go. And I just go. I generate compliance, right? I just do it. I don't want no smoke. I'm not, because she cooked the food, y'all. Don't fuck with that woman. I said, well, we got to go to Home Depot. And I'm like, man, I just want to go to the gym. And I want, you know what? Shut up, get up, and do what she tell you to do. Fellas, it's called marriage. This is what I signed up for. And guess what? I did it with a smile. And guess what? Yo, watch this, y'all. Watch this. And I'm going to get to the topic. Watch this, y'all. I've trained for this. Fellas, you know how you train for this? When your mama said, get up and do anything that you ain't want to do. We've been doing it for decades. So when the wife asks me to do anything, I've been conditioned. We've trained for this. You ever saw The Master Killer with Gordon Liu? He went to the temple and he got thrown out. He went back to the town and he felt he didn't learn anything, and he didn't even know he learned everything. He had powers damn near. He could damn near walk on water. So he was a bald-headed Chinese Jesus. He didn't even know he learned. I've been conditioned. Fellas, you might not know it yet. You're conditioned. That's why I don't argue with my wife, because I do everything she asked. I'm coming back in the house. It's like I zone out. It's like the Manchurian Candidate. Y'all know that movie? A buzzword, and he blacked out and just started following orders. I'm like the goddamn Winter Soldier. I'm fine, and then some code words set me off, and I wake up and I'm paying for shit leaving the grocery store. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? $104. What did I? Either she says it or I read it in the text, and I don't know what it is to this day. I'm walking back in the house with groceries. I'm like, I don't even know what I bought. I'm like, oh man, yo, I swear to God, like a month ago, she was in the room and I'm in the living room. I'm trying to get my live streams together, and she kept calling me. I didn't know she was calling me. I thought she was on the phone laughing with my sister of all people. And then she flings the door open. She said, you ain't hear me calling you? And I looked at her and I'm like, Mom? At that moment, she sounded like my mother. How did I do this? Scared the crap out of me. I said, what the? Mom? Holy smokes. I am conditioned, bro. Main Biker back in that super chat. He says, she be asking me a task she can't do while y'all alive. Bro, listen. Hey, yo, he said 14 words in a row will have me at Costco's and Sam's. My wife has a voodoo doll somewhere. Yo, I just end up in places. I'm like, why the fuck? How the hell did I end up here? What just happened? Yeah, I think my mother gave her the code. As soon as I married her, she said, okay, here's the list. You say this, this, and this, and he'll just do it. Yes. It's like I blink and I'm in Costco. I blink and I'm in Home Depot. I blink and I'm somewhere where I'm like, how the fuck did I drive here? What the? Kids standing there like, hey, you ain't here? No, huh? And I'm looking around like I just woke up. Like, what the? What am I wearing? What color drawers did I? What? Hey, let me get this straight. I took a shower, got dressed, put on my sneakers, And we've been walking around this bitch for an hour. I don't remember anything until this moment. What is happening? Yo, it's called marriage, y'all. VVO, salute. It's called marriage. And I'm convinced my mother gave her the code. Main biker back in that super chat. He says, having kids and the wife teaches you how to multi-listen. Yeah. Yeah. Yup. Thank goodness for Bluetooth. Freedom's March, salute. Because I'm trying to fight the power. I just can't. I can't. Oh, word, BVO? My man. I was just listening to Junior. We was talking about that. That's right. On that 30 for 30, bro. Y'all better get it in, man. It's about to get hot outside. I'm telling you. Man, listen to me. You know why we do 30 for 30? Put on a t-shirt and let the wind blow and tell me if you feel okay. Y'all know what I just said. Put on a t-shirt, let the wind blow, and tell me if you feel okay. Do you feel confident? If you don't, only you know. But most people won't care. They don't pay attention. But if you care, get your ass on that ground and do some push-ups, bro. Do some push-ups. Dead serious. Some of you brothers got Gino. That's okay. That's common. You go to a plastic surgeon and pay a couple of grand and fix it. But if it's Takis and Cheetos making you look like that, pick up a cucumber, slice it up, put it in a bowl, throw some vinegar and pepper on it, and eat that for a month. Do some push-ups. Big Joe Townsend, salute. Freedom's March in that super chat, salute to you, brother. BVO, I'm telling you, you eat right, your skin clear up. Fellas, let me tell you, the older you get, cut the sugar out. Sugar is a testosterone killer. It's addictive, right? If you're middle-aged, get off the sugar for 60 days. And your lady will tell you that your dick game improved. You won't even realize it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Welcome down, Van Howard says, I'll be down 20 by the time you come to Florida. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, sir. Everybody eat right, please. Eric H. Shawland, salute. All right, so let's get to this. Let's get to this smoke. I just blacked out, Ended up in Home Depot. So I'm listening to this thing. And me and Stormy, we reviewed the interview between Andre SOG Ward and Lisa McClellan. And it was sad to listen to, and I know it's decades later. I know she's like upset talking about it. She takes care of her brother. There was a lot of things that I suspected on the night in question because I watched that fight live. I was 20 years old when that fight happened. All right. There were things that I suspected, but there was things that she clarified in this interview that I did not know. But there was a part in particular that when I heard it the first time, I said, God damn. I called Storm. I said, man, did you hear that? Da, 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 da. We spoke on it. So by the time Sunday rolled around, we played y'all the audio. And I'm listening the whole show. We was on for until like about 9 o'clock. And I said, man, there's a part missing where she says something in particular. And I said, I couldn't find it. And during the show Sunday, you hear me clicking around looking for it. And I said, nah, I wasn't at the end of the show. It was earlier. I could not find it. Now, listen, family, I've listened to this 3 times already. It's not there. But people clip things and they re-release it on their own channel and they fair use it. and they elaborate on things. So I'm gonna play you this. I need you to, if you're looking at the screen, just look at the screen. If you're driving or whatever, just listen to it. I need you to listen.
Other room and cried. And but Gerald said to him, this could have happened to either one of us, you know. But it always played in the back of my mind, what was he so sorry for? You know.
Did Don King promote Nigel Ben too?
Mm-hmm.
Stop right there. I put a question mark there because that's a cut scene. Now, I listened to this interview 3 times, man. And I said, wait a minute, I know something's missing because I heard something that's not in the interview now. So now, Just Spark, salute. Shelton, salute. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. So now, somebody else on YouTube played a particular part that's not in Andre Ward's original interview. Go to it and listen to it from start to finish and see if you hear this. Now listen.
So he went in the other room and cried. But Gerald said to him, this could have happened to either one of us.
This guy put music behind it. Now it's the same conversation, but keep listening.
But it always played in the back of my mind, what was he so sorry for? We started a documentary during that time with ITV.
This is the part that is not, it's no longer on Andre Ward's original interview. It's not there.
And then they ended up coming to Illinois, but Kevin came, Nigel didn't. And I was sitting in my backyard with Kevin, because we had spent a lot of time around each other at that point, from England, and then now he was in Illinois. And I said, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me the truth. I said, was Nigel being on steroids that night? And he said, absolutely.
Did you hear that part on Sunday's show? Did you hear that part on Sunday? Because I was looking for it, but we just let it play and play because I couldn't remember where I heard it. I said, oh, we're going to get to it. But the interview's almost over. The goddamn show's over. And I'm like, yo, where that part at? You heard me on Sunday. Me and Stormy was like, there was a part in particular, and we never said what it was. We never said what it was. We never said. But I was looking for it. When the show ended, I was like, Stormy, do you remember her saying that she spoke to this dude, Kevin, and Kevin said that he was on steroids? He said, yes. I said, where the fuck is it? I know I heard it. Because after I heard it, I called him. I said, man, you hear that? He said, yeah. So I said, man, they're going to love this on Sunday. We played it and played it and played it. I didn't hear it. I said, what the fuck? I know I heard it. But this other guy, he recorded it and he has this part on his channel. But it's not on Ward's channel on the original interview. Why the fuck did they take that out? Why?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why was that part removed?
To be truthful, they were scared over there. They were really scared. And then especially when the rumor came out that, man, they did something to Gerald over there. So they was really afraid to be over there.
This sounds way too familiar.
Let me backtrack it for a second. No, I don't think, Let's Go Ming says legal repercussions. No, because she's talking about a conversation she had with a guy named Kevin. And she's just talking about what she said. Well, I mean, what she went through. It's that a salute. It's just a conversation. She's not suing anybody. Well, listen to what Andre Ward says. But when she said right there, because everybody was afraid, and I put a picture of Daniel Kinahan and Fury there, these guys is gangsters, man. I told y'all, and shout out to Art Hostage, because he brought to my attention, and you can Google it and look it up. Nigel Ben was cool with a drug gang, a gang called the Essex Boys. All of them are dead. Well, one person's alive. One of those dudes was his bodyguard, but they were friends. And we were talking about how this guy, you know, he got up like the Undertaker and had a second and third win. Southpaw says he heard it a lot of people heard it. But when we fair used it on Sunday, it wasn't there. And at the end of the show, I'm like, wait a minute, that was the pipe bomb I was waiting for. Tim, what up? And I'm like, where is it? And I'm clicking around and it's gone. It's not there. But you just heard it because this other fella put it on his channel. And I said, there it is. But I went back and I listened to it from start to finish 3 times already. It's not there. Why is it gone? Legal repercussions? I'm no expert, but I don't think so. This is just her truth. This is her truth. Now, she's saying her family went over there. They were scared. Why? Nigel Ben ran with gangsters. Don King was popping he was popping bottles in the same hospital lobby with Nigel Ben while Gerald McClellan is having brain surgery that he okayed. And he was not next of kin. He was not power of attorney, but he okayed the surgery. Where did Gerald McClellan's mouthpiece go missing at? That's why his mouthpiece kept coming out. And Andre was like, why did it do that? That's a no-no. She said that wasn't his mouthpiece. Someone stole his mouthpiece. This guy's rising off the canvas like the Undertaker. The fix was in as soon as he got on the plane to go to the UK. Do you understand the connection why I got Daniel Kinahan and Tyson Fury here now? Do you think Gerald McClellan was just only fighting Nigel Ben that night, or was he fighting an entire system? An entire system. I saw a clip of Simon Jordan talking to Nigel Ben. I don't know when that happened, but now he don't believe in conspiracy. And I think it's deeper than a black thing because Nigel Ben is a knuckle dragger. DOG, salute. He was talking all aggressive. Do you want to let them know, to shut the people up that think that there was something going on? Simon Jordan is a Brit through and through. You're a colonizer through and through. Your man cheated. Don't tell me that you're not a Tyson Fury guy and you don't like corruption in boxing. 1995, McClellan versus Ben was corrupt as it gets. Salute, Ern Jordan. Appreciate that. It was corrupt. And they sent Gerald McClellan home a vegetable. And his family had to take care of him. We lost the all-time great to gangsters and gangster activity. Because that's what happened. That's what happened.
I don't understand why this has not been more of an investigation. I don't.
Uh-oh. What did he just say? Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this has not been more of an investigation. I don't.
Really, Dre? Really? Really, man? K-Bob, salute. Snoop, salute. Salute to my people on Rumble. Really, Dre? Investigation? Good Lord. How many times you heard me say, in order to understand how we got here, we have to understand where it came from. This isn't new. You don't understand why this is an investigation?
What?
Okay.
I don't know how many investigations have been done with the boxing British board, or even
Yeah, take a look at that. Yeah, take a look at that. Dre, right now, there's a piece missing from your interview, man. Right now. When she said she spoke to Kevin, and Kevin said Nigel Benton was absolutely on steroids. And I searched that interview up and down. It's not there, brother.
criminal. Like these are some heavy accusations. A tainted mouthpiece.
The only reason nothing was done about it, Andre, was because at this point, we don't know what the future looked like, if Drew gonna be well or if this gonna be for the rest of his life, you know. So we started holding on to
Brothers,
the
UK,
little we
salute.
had.
They relied on shock, panic, and disarray.
Let me explain this. They relied on shock, panic, and disarray. All they know is that their family member is in a foreign country with tubes everywhere. He's about to eat, he might die. They were paying an insane amount of money for every day he was in there. This was beyond a concussion. I don't know why they okayed him to fly out the country, because when you have a head injury, there's something called cabin pressure that can actually kill you if you go high in the air. I don't even know what happened. Maybe they said he was okay to fly, but I wouldn't trust them because they let it get this far. They let it get this far. So of course they'll say, oh wait, yeah, put him up in a plane, get him out of here. He could die in the air. They ain't give a fuck. They didn't care. My brother No Smoke says, this is why I left from boxing, Drew. I understand, brother, but this is why I stayed. I love the sport. The sport don't love me. But what happens is, what happened in 95, what's happening in 85, what's happening in 75, what's happening in 55, 05. Go to scrapbook boxing. They were hanging black people from trees when the fighter was coming into town to scare him and saying, this will be you if you don't throw this goddamn fight. In order to understand how we got here, you have to understand where we came from. And that's why, see, I know the goddamn history. And that's why when these casuals come in here and they celebrate their favorite fighter benefiting from a corrupt system, meaning just because you like how he looks, or he's from your block, or you're sexually attracted to him, chrome hearts, tattoos, we'll put you on a reel, and then in the same sentence say, fun to watch or love to watch, boxing ego, homosexual. I believe so. All around strong salute. I believe so. If you read that love letter, he said, we'll put you on a poster. I said, okay, that's true. Then he says, exciting to watch, two passages down. I said, wait a minute, isn't putting you on a poster the exciting part? Oh, no, there's two different things. He meant what he said. We'll put you on a poster, and he's exciting to watch. He loves the ring walk, and he loves when he leaves the ring, and he loves every video of Tank slapping his ass. There's nothing fun about that. I didn't admire Tommy Hearn's Jerry curl. I didn't look at Marvin Hagler and say, I like a bald head on a man. Isaac Hayes looking ass. I never said that. I said, man, these Warriors gonna get to the work. Let's see the work. I want to see who's better. These new kids, exciting to watch. And you would think, oh, nah, okay, he means, no. Because 2 sentences prior, he said, we'll put you on the poster. That's the exciting part. He should have left that alone. We'll put you on the poster. I get it. It don't matter who's on the poster, but we'll put whoever he fights on the poster, but it don't matter. All right, cool. Then he says something else, and he says exciting to watch. Isn't that the same thing as putting you on the poster? See, are y'all reading to understand? I picked that right up. I said, whoa, hold on, man. And then he starts talking about braided hair. And then I said, wait a minute. Someone sent me a screenshot of him talking about his braids on Twitter, referring to Tank as his boy. No, it was like a side-by-side picture. Which braids do you like best? I'm like, wait a minute, man. Hold on. You know what he sounded like? I remember when Allen Iverson went #1 in the pick. I'm a little older than y'all. But some of y'all remember this. Allen Iverson changed the way. Allen Iverson brought hood attire into the NBA, and it got annoying real fast. He's on the goddamn bench with a do-rag and baggy pants, and I said, I'm more of a Dominique Wilkins. When he was not playing, he showed up to the arena in a suit and tie. And AI is my age, but it looked funny to me. I said, yo, he's a millionaire. He shouldn't be on the bench looking like he on the corner. And I don't care if those are $1,000 pair of Bosch jeans or Carl Kanai or whatever we were wearing back then, cross colors. I appreciate that, but he needs to keep that separate. And then you know what happened? Everyone started doing it. And it was annoying. And then the league had to step in and say, hey, man, we're paying you a lot of money. Y'all don't need to be dressed like that. And there was a lot of pushback. Oh, we're expressing ourselves. Yo, listen, man, keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. The only people who dress like that are just walking around on the block. I used to dress like that. I was a lot younger. And when you're going out to hang out with your boys, that's how you dressed. But when I was going into a place of business, I did not dress like that. I knew when to turn it off. You have to wear multiple hats. I knew when to turn it off. It's a difference from saying, yo, what up, man? To, good morning. Yo, what up, my nigga? To, how are you? You have to turn it off. And there's no problem with that. The league had to step in. They said, y'all on the fucking bench looking like y'all about to gangbang. And you know something? They were. They were. And it was kind of, now if I'm that age and I was embarrassed looking at it, I'm like, there's no off switch. Because if I was making NBA money, I'm not dressing like that. I don't care if the jeans are $1,000. I'm wearing a suit. You got to grow up. Now, what was my point in bringing that up? Ego put up a poll on what style of braids you like on Tank Davis's head. And I said, this is strange, or is it? Why did I bring that up? The girls were in love with Allen Iverson's braids and how he dressed and the way he talked. He was a street kid who could ball out of his mind. And he was right down there driving around Philadelphia. You could just walk around Philly and you'll see him drive around. But the girls were obsessed with him, with his looks. We just liked him because he could ball out. They liked him. No, Felix, I swear to God he did that. I'm not on Twitter. People sent me screenshots. They're like, yo, what's up with your boy? And I'm like, I don't know. Is this real? That's like, because you got to ask. I'm like, is this real? And everyone's like, yeah, it's real. I'm like, bro, listen. I guess the rumors are true because I don't have these conversations. When I talked about Allen Iverson, I was like, yo, this dude could ball. I never talked about his cornrows. Ever. Ever. Never did. The girls, we were having two different conversations. We're talking about rap music. Yo, this dude got bars. Yo, yeah, yo, he got bars. You heard that latest track? Oh, man, that shit is hot. Here come the girls. Oh, he look good. He's sexy. All right. You're a fan of him for a different reason. I'm talking about bars and his latest track and what Funk Flex is going to play when I used to listen to the radio. And you talking about how he look. Go over there and have your conversation. I'm talking about his music. You talking about his body. You're entitled to that. And that's what Ego was doing. And that's when I knew that look, I can't deny or confirm, but judging off of that, I would say he's a homosexual. Why? Who does that? Who does that? Men don't do that. Y'all got to read in between the lines, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to monitor who you following, man. Was a Fanon on his channel talking about how good looking the Charlos were? Someone sent me a clip of that. Talking about high cheekbones, and I was like, wait a minute, pause. What are we doing here? And these are the niggas you quote? Look, if you get down like that, that's your business. But I'm talking boxing here? Jesus Christ. So when I ask, what is it? Why are you fans of this guy or whoever it is? I can identify it with the first three sentences you say. Cause he from the trenches. All right, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Cause his cornrows. All right, you're a homosexual. You like men. Okay, I get it. You're entitled to that. Cause Devin or Deontay, they can't fuck with him. Huh? Oh, you just a hater of those guys. You really don't know about their contemporary. You just a hater of those guys. Okay. I'm about to do a Tiger Johnson video. Because I just saw something so goddamn funny this morning. I'm like, oh my God, bro. He calling out Devin. But you got a restraining order on Devin. I didn't know that until this morning. A restraining order? That needs to go viral, y'all. I didn't know that. Devin didn't even do shit. Tiger got beat up by Sean and his 17-year-old friends. That's who you should be calling out. Dummy. Came to New York. You're not even on the card and you got beat up by some high school kids. Because you started. Swear to God. He started, got beat up, and now you calling out Devin? Bro, just get to work. Do some work. Put yourself in a position where Devin could look at you. You're not worth the time. You're not worth the space. You're just aggravated because I remember when the beef started. Devin was going through some legal stuff online, and next thing you know, Tiger just started bad-mouthing him. I don't know where that came from. And I don't even remember. I guess they went back and forth a little bit. But Devin has went on with his career. Then he shows up to MSG, and that bullshit happened. You let a 16, 17-year-old kid get under your skin. How stupid is that? That's stupid. That is stupid. And you got what you was asking for. You went back and forth with a pretty, Sean's a kid, man. I don't know if Tiger's touched the mill, but he's an athlete. I guess people know him. If you ain't touch a mill, you touch a strong 6 figures. Salute to that. And you're a pretty decent fighter. But for you to get triggered by a kid saying my brother will put belt to ass, what he was supposed to do is laugh and say, man, shut up, I'm talking to your brother. And laugh that off. Let the kids be in their feelings. It gets worse when you ignore them. All he should have been telling Bill was like, yo, get your son. I'm not talking to him. How can I get a fight with Devin? That's what he should have been doing. But he was in there mean mugging. When I saw him on camera, he was in there mean mugging from minute one when they walked in. And they were like, what the fuck? And then Sean said something. You got triggered off of what? Something that Sean said? Bro, man, get a grip. Get a grip. Then you get into a fight that you start and got your ass kicked twice. Inside the theater and then by the door. You look like you left the ring. Matter of fact, man, you know what, bro? It's so stupid. And then I found out this morning you called them out and then you got a restraining order. Bro, this ain't real life. This ain't real life. That right there. I don't even know what Tiger Johnson is ranked. This is embarrassing. Everything I told you is true. I'm not lying. If any of you grown-ass niggas that disagree, we can agree to disagree. But I'm telling you, you got a lot to protect. I deal with the public. I get fucking high school kids on my bus every damn day. Talking shit. I make a lot of money. How many times, I'll fuck you up, man, please, I get out that seat, standing in front of me, you look like my dick. You ain't gonna do anything. Just talk. Go away. You'll be off the bus in a minute. It's not like you're gonna touch me, because they know what time it is. So you just keep talking in front of your little stink-ass girlfriend. Keep talking. I make money. I laugh about it. It's ridiculous. You get triggered by a fucking child, man. Get out of here. What? Tiger Johnson should have looked at Sean and said, yeah, man, get out of here. Bill, get out of here. Bill, what's up with me and your real son? I mean, get disrespectful like you was on Twitter. Your real son, Devin, that guy standing over there. How can I get that? Like Bill wouldn't talk to you. Bill saved your life because he turned around and saw you getting your ass kicked. And he stopped it, but you kept on and got stomped out by the corridor. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Now you put on some goddamn call out online. I saw it this morning. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Bro, wait about 3 years when Sean is your height and size and y'all can run it with him. You can run it with Sean. You're not in Devin's league, bro. Get out of here, bro. In fact, you done fucked it up. That's comical. You got triggered by Sean. And then got beat up by him in his... This shit is stupid, bro. But this is boxing today, y'all. And by the way, restraining order. Where the videos on that? I didn't even know that. Came all the way to New York. Wasn't even on the fight card, but got into a fight. Got beat up. And now you talking about, oh, man, me and Devin need to run it. Man, you're equivalent to Paulie Malignaggi. Yeah, I'll fight Devin in a bare knuckle. Man, shut up. You're not worth nothing. First of all, Devin will kick your ass. So why is he going to pay you? Sit down, Guinea. Shut up. Tiger, keep working. There's still hope. Maybe you'll jump in the rankings and put Devin in a position where he has to fight you. Maybe. Until then, man, what we used to say in the 80s, take a chill pill. Sit your ass down, man, dummy. Back to this. They relied on shock, panic, and disarray. These the McCellan family didn't know if they were going to lose them or not. They weren't thinking about lawsuits, and they were scared because they figured out that some gangster shit happened to them. So they didn't want anything to happen to them. They just wanted to get Gerald and bring him back to the States where they felt safe. That's all. They didn't know how to complain. They didn't know who to talk to. In a whole other country, they allowed this to happen. Don King popping bottles and okaying surgery. What leg do you have to stand on? Nothing. Watch this. The fan base. Think about this. I could imagine if something like this happened today. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. What if the internet was back in 95? How many knuckle-dragging American Nigel Benn fans would there have been? How many? How many knuckle-dragging Nigel Benn fans would there have been? Think about what I'm asking. Think about what I'm asking. And then they've been running around talking about there's no conspiracy, nothing happened. Meanwhile, she's saying this. Sounds familiar, right?
And it worked. But we're smarter today.
Are we? Evander Holyfield said, you don't forget how to fight in one night. That was after Wilder Fury 2. He said, man, you don't forget how to fight in one night. George Foreman, God rest his soul. George Foreman said he was drugged. The interview's on YouTube. He said he was drugged. Because he drank something before the fight. Evander Holyfield said he was drugged. Because he drank something before the fight. What's his name that fought Tyson Fury? He was on my show. Nevin Pavjic. Pavjic. I'm sorry. Ruined his name. He was drugged the night before he fought Tyson Fury. Steve Cunningham. He's been on the show. He told us what happened when he fought Fury. Eddie Cotton, who reffed that fight, he says, man, Fury is the dirtiest fighter I ever had to officiate. And I had Andrew Galata twice. In the American petition, the American Commission, and they said, no, we don't see any wrongdoing. All Fury did was foul. Foul, 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 foul. Sounds like a connected man to me. So I DM'd Andre Ward. Y'all think I didn't? What's my mother effing name? I absolutely DM'd him. Good evening, brother. Outstanding interview with Lisa McClellan. I just wanted to ask you if you could go through your interview on YouTube again and see if the part where she mentioned Kevin revealing that Ben was on steroids, because for some reason, I don't see that part there anymore. Other pages have it, and I knew I heard it, but for some reason, it's not on your original post. If it is, can you please timestamp it? Many people don't believe that was said because they didn't hear it. And when I went back, I didn't hear it either. I DM'd this. Now, I don't know if he checks his DMs. I know he's a very busy man. Some of these people, they when you get to a certain status, either you just don't check it or you have people running your social media. I DM'd him this, just to let y'all know. This was 3 days ago. And then I sent him the link to where the other clip was. I said, but this person clipped it, so I know I'm not going crazy. Thank you. There you go. Ah. Did Andre remove it? I don't think he would. I don't think he cared. Did they reach out to him and say, hey man, we have to remove that part because that's an allegation and there's a legal thing behind it? Probably. But I'd like to know. I'd like to know. I'd like to know. But let me bring this back up.
In the other room and cried.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Ended up coming to Illinois, but Kevin came, Nigel didn't. And I was sitting in my backyard with Kevin because we had spent a lot of time around each other at that point from England, and then now he was in Illinois. And I said, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me the truth. I said, was Nigel being on steroids that night? And he said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why was that part removed?
To be truthful,
Stormy, he didn't respond. I did that shit 2 days ago, man. He didn't respond. That's what I'm saying. Either he saw it and didn't respond, or someone else is doing it on social media. But documentation beats conversation. I'm letting y'all know that I reached out to him. Wasn't disrespectful. I'm just letting him know that was clipped off. So either he knows, but I want to know why it was clipped off. I need to know why. Why? Because I've sent people to their interview, Stormy, and I spoke on the steroid thing. They've gotten back to me and said, yo, she never mentioned anything about no steroids. I said, she absolutely did. They said, bro, I didn't hear it. They weren't arguing with me, but they was like, nah, I think for you to assume that he was on steroids. I said, no. I assumed he was on steroids in 95, but she confirmed it. And they were like, where? I said, in the interview. I don't know where exactly. He says, no, she never said that. And I said, wait a minute. And I went back, right? Because, Stormy, I thought we missed it. I thought I jumped around and we missed it. I thought we missed it. Remember, Stormy, we listened to the whole goddamn thing through. I didn't start jumping around until like the end. So before I set up this live, Stormy, I listened to it twice yesterday. It's not there. And it was after the part where she said, what are you so sorry for? If you didn't do anything wrong, what are you sorry for? And then she went on to talk about Illinois and Kevin. And I said, oh, shit. But then when I went back, because I saw it on this other man's page, when I went back, it just jumped from that to him saying, Don King promoted Nigel Benn also, right? I said, whoa, there it is right there. It's supposed to be right there. It's supposed to be right there. It's not there, y'all. Now, if it pops back up after today, you know what happened. But why the fuck was that removed? The same reason why there's a live stream that I did right now on my channel like 2 weeks ago now. That shit is still in processing. I contacted YouTube 2 times. I said, why is this video still processing? Oh, it's a copyright issue. I said, well, what's the violation? Normally, you guys let me know what it is, and you give me an option of muting it or deleting it. But I don't get a notification. I didn't get a notification for a copyright issue. They said, oh, no, well, it's not a strike. I said, I know that. But it says processing. Then they put me on with a supervisor. Then they said they're gonna, we'll get back to you tomorrow. Tomorrow came and went. I got back to them. What's going on? Then they said somebody's gonna have to email you. That shit is still in processing. And I said, I know it's not a copyright issue because I stream from 2 channels every morning. It's up on Pep Talk. Why on my boxing channel, it's not up? Why? You know they still haven't gotten back to me. Now, I know this is Google. I know this is Google. And I know it's a private company, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. But there is something called unfair business practices. And I know that there's a criteria in which they follow. They can't invent the rules as they go. In other words, for example, if you are an Argentine and you're a Google mod and your rival is, I don't know, Congo in Africa, and I'm a fan of something, and because you're a Google mod that doesn't like me because I'm from a rival country on soccer, you're doing stupid shit like not processing my videos, unsubscribing people from me. They've checked my channel and said there's nothing wrong with your channel. I said, well, how did 40 subs vanish? Oh, well, people unsubscribe. I said 40 in 2 days? Those were all trolls? Then they told me sometimes Google goes through your content to make sure they remove accounts that aren't real. I said, what if someone just saw me randomly and got a YouTube account that day and decided to follow me that day? How do you know? They ain't got no picture, nothing. How do you know? You give us the option to check someone's body of work. There go my brother Kano. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's a victim of this shit. He knows. I said 40, it was, the exact number was about 43 people. No, it was over 40 because I told Stormy. I said, look at this. I screenshot it. I said, look at this. I said, look, 1 or 2 people. I know when it's a troll. A troll will make 5 accounts. I block them all, and then he'll disappear. And he'll take all his 5 accounts with him. Fine. And then when we contact you and say, look, this is a troll account. It might be from a bigger channel. It's a troll account, though. Stop that. They drag their feet on that. They drag their feet on that. But you wanted to snatch 40 subs from me. And guess what? If I didn't check, I would have never saw it. So I learned to check my work 5 years ago. I found work that was 2 months old and a $sign is in yellow. And I'm like, why is it in yellow? And I click on it. It says request review. I'm like, this video's 3 months old. When did y'all ask me? When did y'all ask me? As soon as the live ended. But then again, last week I showed y'all. I just hit the live button. I didn't even hit my intro. And I saw I'm gonna go to my YouTube studio. It said request review. I'm like, I didn't even say anything. I didn't cuss or anything. What did we do? What? But I step on them habitually because I showed them. I say, yo, look, the live is fine. The same content on my other channel. Fully monetized. I didn't break any rules or nothing. Why is it still in processing on my box? And then y'all tell me, oh, there's nothing wrong with your channel. We checked it. And you know what happened, y'all? I rock salute. You know what happened? Snoop, what up? You know what happened? 2 days later, those 40 subs came right back. Well, no shit. So if someone's effing around and doing that, and it's Google and it's gods and they could do what they want, my 40 subs came back because they knew they were wrong. Because if you could really do what you want, stand on it. Donald Trump does it, right? He does what he wants. He could stand in Fifth Ave and shoot somebody, nobody would care. He was saying shit like that. You know why? Because it was true. It was true. They didn't stand on it. My 40 plus subs came right back 2 days later. I said, look at that. Let me check that video right now. That shit's still in processing. I'm like, yo, you clowns are really getting bold with it. That's what I'm saying. Miguel is an entity. It's not an actual person. It represents the machine that oversees what we do. Look at it. It's still in processing. It says processing will begin within 24 hours. This is a week now. More than that. It's my live stream from February 20th. And then they said somebody's going to contact me on YouTube. They did. They did. And they said, oh, open it up on Google Chrome, go in incognito mode. Man, listen, man, I did all of that. It's on your end. Nothing wrong with my channel? All right, then where's everybody? Then my 40 subs came back. So don't tell me there's not somebody sitting on their damn laptop spooning with their boyfriends. I don't like this. They're talking about my Bill Ryan. Oh, I like Tank. Why he always talking about Tank? Oh, I don't like Devin. I don't like his daddy. His nose too wide. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take 2 subs from him. Oh, let's start 5 troll accounts. Let's start 5 troll accounts. This is what they do. These Google mods are in positions where they play gods, and they're anti-establishment because they've been bullied all their damn life. They ain't no different from the cop that grew up getting his ass kicked, and now he done took the test. Now he got a gun in his shield, and he's over 4'11", but he got a Glock 19 on his hip, and he walks around and just bothers people all day. Crazy work. And happy belated, Snoop. Well, that live on February 20th is fully is fully operational on the Painful Excellence podcast, but it's not operational on my boxing channel. So I know it's a private company, YouTube's a private company, Google's a private company, but there's something called unfair business practices. That's the charge. And they have to prove that they're not biased. They have to prove that everything that they did to us was within their right. I mean, silly shit. Snatching 40 subs and then giving them back while telling me there was nothing wrong. I said, where'd my 40 subs go? Oh, well, people unsubscribe. I said 40, though. I'll even give you 10, but 40 in a day? That is one committed troll, don't you think? Oh, well, we checked your channel. There's nothing wrong. Next day, my subs came back. Wow. Wow. Wonder what happened. And it's only when I talk about a specific person or when I bring up my people and talk them up, then my channel start acting weird. You're going to have to prove it because I can prove everything. Because every time I ask these fools, what's your criteria in which you use to review manually our material? I need to see in black and white when they say, when we want you to do your job to manually review things, what do you look for? That's why I tell y'all not to cuss so much. That's why I'm not profane until maybe 15, 20 minutes into the video. Or I won't say anything at all. And I say, yo, go to Rumble. And I let it out. So this is what we deal with. But we've documented everything. But let me get back to this.
They were scared over there. They were really scared. And especially when the rumor came out that, man, they did something to Gerald over there. So they was really afraid to be open.
See that? They were afraid to move over there. They were afraid to move over there. When I say move, I mean move around. Because it's deeper than boxing. This was deeper than an accident. They knew there was something corrupt going on.
This sounds way too familiar.
I don't understand why this has not been more of an investigation. I don't know How many investigations have been done with the boxing British board?
Right under your nose, Andre. I don't know whether you're busy enough to. Hopefully, Andre, this lights a fire underneath your ass, because this isn't new and this isn't an isolated incident. What was done in '95, they've been doing, and they did it to Deontay Wilder, right? Nigel Benn has a son named Connor that you see right there. You see that fat fuck standing next to him? That is a chemist who's also good friends with the other fat fuck standing behind him. What's his name? Usman Sajjad. Who knows how to beat tests? And I might be mistaken, but he might have been involved. He may or may not have been. But I think, you know what? I think he had a comment after he worked with Conor Benn before. I don't know if he worked with him when he popped Dirty, but I do recall him making a statement, something to the effect of, if you get caught by these drug tests, you're pretty much stupid. Translation, he knows how to beat him. So all this talk about Victor Conte, this was the pusher man. I keep telling y'all, I'm asking y'all, name the fighter that popped Dirty because of the snack program. Saying, hey, I popped, but the only thing I took was snack. Meanwhile, this dude was over there working with Fury, a notorious cheater. And every time he has a tough outing, what does he do? He retires and comes back. He just did it. He retired after Usyk, no drug test, come back. Jared McClellan, mouthpiece went missing. Nigel Benn's erecting off of the floor like the Undertaker, like nothing happened. Bouncing around late in the fight, like nothing happened. Like Tyson Fury in round 11 at the third fight. 300 pounds with titties hanging down his goddamn waist. And I'm like, why is he bouncing? Deontay looked tired. He's bouncing around in round 11. I'm like, something ain't right. Oh, but I get it. That's we got COVID, but I have to go to the UK to see my sick daughter. Where VADA can't get to you. After postponing the fight from July to October. Got it. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, right? Round 4, he was finished. Andre, you was sitting right there. And you said that was an extremely long count. Andre, you said that. And you sit next to who? Lennox Lewis. He said, yeah, you know, the count's supposed to be picked up from the guy at the table. And then it sounded like someone told Lennox, yo, hush. Because then he just got quiet. I'm like, whoa. I didn't hear that part until I rewatched it when I got home. Because I was in Vegas. I was at the fight. Yes. Yes, that happened, Andre. That happened, brother. That happened. You saw it yourself. Andre, did you know that that moron, the ref, that wasn't supposed to be his assignment? Ortega, who did the co-main, that was his assignment. And they switched it 4 days before the main event. Andre, why'd they do that, brother? Why'd they do that? Postponed the fight because of COVID, but he was walking around Vegas like nothing happened. Then gets on an airplane during the pandemic, flew to fucking UK, then came back. Postponed the fight, postponed the fight, postponed the fight. Bouncing around 11 like nothing happened. You know what, Stormy? That's a good thing. Yeah, you know what? I would love to talk to him. I would love to talk to him. Seems like these Brits have a bit of a reputation, don't they? I'm not saying all of them. Something strange. You know what else I always question? I always question Joe Calzaghe's gas tank. I always did. His output did not match his physique. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he got to be some diesel-looking dude, but he had a dad body, man. I mean, he wasn't like fat, but he had a dad body. And I looked at him like, something ain't right with that. When he fought Jeff Lacey, Jeff said, hey, man, I thought he was going to run out of gas like towards the end of the fight, but he just wouldn't stop punching. And I'm like, My brother No Smoke says, why is Andre acting ignorant on this as if he didn't see it himself? You know what? You know what I'll say, No Smoke, brother? You know what I'll say? He ain't ignorant. He ain't know that she was going to say that. And he reacted. And it wouldn't surprise me if he took it out. That's my point, brother. It wouldn't surprise me. He uploaded it. And maybe somebody got at him and say, yo, bro, nah. Or after reviewing it, he probably said, you know what? That got to come out. Because I know it was in the span of when it was released to that Sunday. I think it was about 2 or 3 days. And I heard it on like a Thursday or a Friday. I forgot when it was released. But by the time Sunday came, that shit was not there. I'm playing it for y'all. Listen, if I'm wrong, y'all got to let me know. Listen to the whole interview. And I did it 2 times yesterday's family from start to fucking finish. It's not there. It's gone. Off his channel, it's gone. Why is it gone, man? The same reason why Conor Ben can say, hey, man, I popped because of eggs. And the British boxing board kicked him out, and he came to fucking Florida and had to fight in Florida. And now he's popping it, fighting Eubanks, draining him and shit. And now he's right back in the fucking limelight. He's a drug cheat, man. He's a drug cheat with the machine behind him. And these are the people that Mauricio Silly Man loves. Conor says, I ain't wrong. Hey, bro, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I was like, yo, when I got offline with Stormy Sunday, I said, I got to listen to this again. I got to listen to this again. I'm bugging. Maybe I skipped it. I listened to it 2 fucking times yesterday. It's gone, bro. This part. Family, ain't no way. He says, like I said, doesn't seem like the son of God to me, more like he's a son of a bitch. And more, it's seeming that way. Am I saying Andre was trash in the ring? Nah, Andre was an absolute dog. But I got a problem with some of these guys and how they mishandle their legacy with little shit like this. I need to know why was that removed. If it's a legal thing, say something. But I reached out to him respectfully and letting him know, hey, you might not know, but it's not there anymore. Now, why would you release it? And yes, the first release, it was edited. It wasn't just one shoot. It was edited. So why is it between that Thursday or Friday when it was released, it was altered by that Sunday? Saturday or Sunday, I don't know when they did it, but by the time we listened to it, because I was looking for it, I'm like, yeah, here's the part. And by the end of the show, I was like, what happened to it? I said, wait, is that the end? No. Brother Andre, why is that part gone, man? That woman was speaking her truth, and that was a pipe bomb. Kevin told her that Nigel Benn was on steroids. Years later, his fucking son pops dirty. His excuse, eggs. And everybody that said, hey, man, he ain't pop dirty for no goddamn eggs. You know how many eggs he had to consume to get that much? Ryan Garcia, Osterine, it was only a billionth of a gram. Guess what? That billionth of a gram was still what? 6,000 times over the allowable limit or something like that? But taking a step back, he said he don't take anything. Then not taking anything turned into ashwagandha. Okay. Ashwagandha said, get our names out of your mouth. It's not us. Then it went from, okay, I don't take anything, but I take a little something. It was the perfect amino and the super carb. And that dude got on his whole, he got on the internet and said, this is my factory. We have bin numbers. And everything is up to par. Get our name out your mouth. Then it went from that to, oh, it's something Scooter gave me. Scooter said everything I gave him is VADA tested. So it's not Scooter. And then he blamed George Floyd. And then he blamed Muslims. Then he blamed black people. And what happens? He gets to sit next to Mike Cappinger and fucking Max Kellerman for us to look at. But I'm just complaining though, right? When I say car fire, people say I'm ODing, right? You want to be around people like this in this business? Gerald McClellan, a lot of y'all wasn't even born when that happened. You got to be kidding me. You think you're looking at an accident in the ring, but me, I knew better. I said, something ain't right. There was no internet in 95. Biggie was still alive. Pac was still alive when I was doing it. I had a cassette tape and I was listening to Who Shot You and all that. And I said, man, what happened to G-Man? Oh, shit, that's a bad accident. And then I'm looking like something ain't right. I watched that fight. I said, damn, he made it up. Shit. I said, this is not natural. I know what I'm looking at, but hey, what are you going to do? Every gym I went to back then, everybody was saying, yo, I think that mofo was on some steroids or something. We ain't know. We ain't know what it was, but we could, come on. We just knew steroids. We didn't know the technical names and stuff. We just knew that wasn't natural, man. That wasn't natural. We knew what we was looking at. We just couldn't put a name on it. And we knew corruption. We just knew it didn't. We didn't know how deep it got. Now, years later, Don King popping bottles. Oh, wait a minute. Did y'all miss the part where she said, oh, I'm so mad with this. Did y'all miss the part when she said, I gotta calm down, bro. I'm getting mad, bro. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a minute. I'm furious right now. I'm furious. Gotta give me a minute, y'all. Let me read this super chat. Now at 86 and that super chat salute. He says, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. I'm so fucking pissed, bro. I'm so pissed. So pissed. No. We ain't gonna go to Rumble. We gonna keep it here. I'm gonna finish strong. We're gonna keep it here. We're gonna keep it here. We're gonna keep it here. It's just so frustrating that when you're fighting ignorance, I can deal with trolls because they're uneducated. How I view things simply with trolls and other content creators, I'm smart, you're stupid. That's how I look at it. I'm smart, you're stupid. You're about making money, and I'm about just telling what's right. The money will come later. I mean, I make money here, but it's not life-changing money. Don't get it fucked up. I pay a lot of bills with this YouTube money, but I have integrity, which is why I don't have 50,000 subs, and I'm underneath 10,000. There's people that got into the game and flew past me as far as subs go. But when they click live, they only got 20 motherfuckers in there. There's 145 people in here right now. And I got under 10,000 subs. I will take quality over quantity all day, every day. And these clowns will never understand that because they have no integrity. They have none. They have none. So Andre Ward is talking about, I don't understand why there's not an investigation. I don't recall Andre Ward commenting on Deontay Wilder's upcoming documentary. I don't recall. And when that documentary is released, I want to know, will he sit down and talk to Deontay, just like he's talking to Lisa McClellan, and extend him the same courtesy? I'm just wondering, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But if you're removing a very pivotal statement from this interview, where she said she spoke to Kevin and Kevin said he was absolutely drugged up, and it's no longer on your stream, on your interview, if he didn't do it, if Andre Ward didn't do it, I'm wondering if they know he did it. Did they reach out to his people and say, look, we're just going to do it without him knowing? Or did they clear it with him and say, hey, we got to do this? And then I would like, he don't have to tell me anything, but the less he says, the louder the response to me is. Because your silence is louder than anything you could ever say. I need to know, why was this removed? That part, why was that part removed? Because all I wanted to do was play it for the audience that didn't hear it, and it wasn't there. And I went back and I thought, man, I passed it. It's not there now, Andre. It's not there. It's not there. Why? Why, brother? Why, brother? Why? Why is it not there, brother? Why? The world turned their back on Gerald McClellan, y'all. To the non-educated sons of bitches out here, he's nothing but a fart in the wind to them. And now we're in a point, see, to be deliberately dumb is a choice, because all you got to do is read up on it. All you got to do is read up on it. And when you read up on it, it still don't hit you correctly. Because what they did to Gerald, Andre, is what they tried to do to Deontay. A fractured skull, padding removed from the gloves, from a guy that's a known gangster and cheater. It hangs around cheaters. Dr. Uzi Sajman, whatever the fuck that fat bastard's name is. Connor Ben with the eggs. And who's his daddy? Nigel Ben, who did this. And Nigel Ben ran with the Essex boys, Andre. Please do your homework. Where there's smoke, there's fire. They've been doing this, bro. They've been doing this. And I know there's going to be someone saying, oh, well, how are you going to accuse Joe Calzaghe? And listen, I'm telling you, I've been in the ring, not on a pro level, not even on the amateur level. I sparred 1 billion rounds. I know what I know. And I know when someone's on something. Of course, I can't prove it. They didn't do proper testing. The drugs have gotten better, and the testing has gotten better. It has. It has. But I'm saying things didn't match. Things did not match. But if it's against a fighter that you don't support, behavior celebrated. Now, Andre Ward's talking about, I don't know why there's an investigation. Well, why isn't there no investigation for what happened with Deontay? Andre, I'm going to explain this to you. I'm going to tell you why there's no investigation. I said when Deontay was going through this thing with Fury, from fight 1, it was corruption. Fight 2, definitely corruption. Fight 3, definitely corruption. And you witnessed it. But the reason why there was no investigation, Andre, is because nobody cares. And this is where the color thing comes in, Andre. And I know you don't like talking about that. I know you don't. You stood there and told Fred Hawthorne, hey, my daddy white. He wasn't attacking you. And when you grow up mixed, it can be hard based off of how you were brought up or where you live. It can be. You the only light-skinned nigga on your block. And they know your daddy got blonde hair, blue eyes, or whatever you got going on. I know it can be tough. I know that. But with that aside, 50% of you is what? That's what I'm talking about, Trey. That's what I'm talking about. Dre, when you was inactive and you're in, you're out due to injury or politics, we stuck up for Dre, didn't we? And he told Fred Hawthorne, I ain't asked for your support. That's what you said. Now, I don't know if you were just lashing out to him personally, but I took that personal. When they were saying that you're not active enough and stop bullying Little G, something that you called him. Lil G, you said that. And we were defending you. And you, I ain't asked for your support. Fine, man. I know you're a pro athlete and you have to be very disciplined and sort of crazy to be a boxer. I understand that. But you got to get in control of your emotions there, bro. You had and still have a fan base. And you got to understand, that black part of you is always going to fall under scrutiny. And you're not going to get the same level of courtesy that others will get. And the only reason why Conor Benn gets that courtesy is because of connection to his father. And by the way, he's half white too. If you didn't know, that's why he's light skinned. His mama white. But those are gangsters over there, y'all. Fury, Ben, those are gangsters over there. We have pictures of Suleiman and fucking they down in Fury down there with Daniel Kinahan. We've seen this, man. So when Andre says, I don't know why there's no investigation, Andre, come on, brother. Come on, brother. Are you just saying that for the camera? Or do you not really know? Because for you to say, I don't know why there's an investigation, I'm wondering, hey, bro, was it you that took that clip out? Or did they go around you and clip it out? You don't know. Well, I DM'd you, brother. 2 days ago, I DM'd you, brother. Honestly, I don't expect him to respond. I was just bringing awareness because I didn't see it. I referred it to 2 people, and they got back to me and said, where's the part with the steroids? I said, it's there. Well, timestamp it. I said, I don't know. But it's there. Then I said, oh, okay, I did the live, and I didn't hear it. We didn't get off the live stream until like 9:15, New York time. And I went back and I said, where is it? It's not there. Who removed it, Andre? Because if you don't know about it, you damn sure don't get left holding the bag. Because that was pivotal. Those people over there cheat. They cheated Gerald McClellan into a wheelchair. They tried to kill Deontay 3 times. 3 times. That's why I don't care about no Ricky Hatton. Pull me glove up. Rest in piss. Don't care about him. I don't. Deontay has a dent in his head because of an egg weight. His doctor said, nope, that wasn't no fist that did that. Nobody heard him say that. And I said, it don't matter. What people say, oh, well, I don't like Deontay. It has nothing to do with that. I don't like Deontay because I don't like how he fights. Well, a decade ago, you ain't like Floyd because he ain't knocked nobody out. There's no pleasing the knuckle draggers, and I get it. But I said back then, I said, you know what the problem is? It don't have to be Deontay. It could be a guy that's a 5-dimensional fighter and gives you everything you want. But if you don't like him, if you decide you don't like him, it's not going to matter. A few years later, enter Devin Haney, who early in his career was considered what? A knockout artist, a puncher. When the competition got better, the knockouts came less and less, which is great. But then he showed another element to his game. And he tested himself, something his contemporaries were never willing to do. And I ain't even going to get into all of that. But you see multiple dimensions of his game, and he got cheated. And when we found out that he was cheated, what happened? We got to see him sitting there on Ring Magazine, sitting next to Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger, like he didn't do shit. Andre. If you sit across from Ryan Garcia, are you going to check him on that? Because your mama black. Now, I wouldn't mock you had you not said that, brother. Your words, not mine. Because to me, disrespect is disrespect. Ryan Garcia disrespected the sport of boxing. Fury disrespected the sport of boxing. Conor Ben disrespected the sport of boxing. And Lisa McClellan said that she had confirmation that Nigel Benn was on steroids. Was all the suicide attempts were about? The crying and the I'm sorry. Was that what that was about? Who are you apologizing for? You could be sorry that it happened. Let me ask you a question. He went on and continued to fight. I know he touched the mill. How many of those I'm sorry's translated to some money so she can take care of Gerald? Did he? I'm asking. She didn't mention it. She never said, hey, Nigel, he did contribute to the fund. No. Fuck you sorry for, Essex boy. Andre, he ran with drug dealers who are all dead now, with exception of one. Some dude named Tony Tucker, not the boxer, some dude named Anthony Tucker was his boy. Dre, did you know that, brother? Well, if you don't know, wait, hold on. Let me cue you up. Let me get you right, Dre. Let me get you right. You didn't know?
I think you don't know, now you know.
I'll get you right. My brother No Smoking, that's Super Chat Salute. He says, Andre Ward had a problem with Vada when he fought Edwin Rodriguez. He mentioned Victor Conti. Did you know? No. What's that? What is that? Wait, what's that? I didn't know that. Wait. He had a problem with Vada. He had a problem with Vada? Or is he saying that Edwin had a problem with Vada? Really? I didn't know that. Put me up on game. I didn't know that. Freedom's March in that super chat, my brother. He says, Andre is one of them K-Ho doubles, in my view. Shout you an email, bro. Okay, I'll check that in a minute. Thank you so much, good brother. He said double agent. Damn right. Man. Oh, this is a box scene. All right, let me check that real quick. This was back from 2013. Hold on, let me read this super chat first. My brother, Village Brother. He says, the question is, does Ward own the channel on which he did the interview, where he did the interview on? If not, he may have not okayed it. If so, then that's a good question, because it is, he named it. And if you remember at the end of the interview, she said, how many subs do you have? And he says over 2 million. And she said, all it would take is from each one of your subs, $1, which makes sense. $1 from 2 million subs. That would help a lot, because it wasn't only her brother she was talking about. She was talking about a great deal of people. But if some people, that's a good point, Village Brother. If some people just went to Andre and said, look, we want to use your name to build this channel, make you the figurehead, you do the interviews, and of course, it's you. So we'll give you, I don't know, 75% of the proceeds of the channel. I don't see why he would say no. I get to ask the questions. I have creative control. Yeah, but it's just you. And they'll see your face. We only want 25%, you take 75%. I'm not saying that that's being done. I'm saying that that's just, just me thinking. I don't know if that's done, y'all. I'm not saying that's a fact. But it seems strange. He might not own it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I DM'd him. And guess what? It might be in a contractual agreement where they say, hey, look, you can do the interview, but at any point we can edit it. It might be that. And he might have agreed to that. So maybe I brought it to his attention and he knows about it, but due to contractual obligations, he can't say anything. Yeah, I know they took it out, but they did that. Oh, so it's not really a channel. Well, I own a portion. I own the share half of it, the greater half of it, but they have creative control over certain things. And they didn't want it, so they took it out. But Andre, you got to say something, because I'm curious right now. Are you with the shits? Let me read what Yahweh sent me. This is 2013, November 18th. Andre Ward made a successful return back to the square circle after a 14-month layoff as he bested previously undefeated Andrew Rodriguez. 12 rounds. Okay, I remember that. There were several storylines that developed in the lead up to the fight, and one of the bigger ones was the random drug testing that was proposed. Ward refused to accept Rodriguez's public request for both to participate in vital random drug testing, which in turn caused many question Ward's reluctance. When Boxing Scene caught up with Ward after the fight, he was asked to address the criticism he's received for the decision. Ward reiterated the testing was not brought up until after the negotiations, and even said he would like to meet with VADA President Margaret Goodman, I know that name, for further discuss the testing. It's simple. We had 2-month negotiation, and this kid never brought up VADA one time. We get to the press conference, and all of a sudden, he wants to bring it up. Oh, shit, I do remember this. And the way he brought it up I saw what he was doing. Me and Julie Goldsticker, I know that name too, have called USADA, not VADA, but USADA. This was back, USADA don't do boxing anymore. We've kind of done our homework to see what it costs. And yeah, he told about the cost, okay. And I would like an opportunity to sit down with Margaret Goodman at the right time. Okay, I do remember this. Because then they start talking about Victor Conti, you know, because Victor Conti, I believe, oh, it says right here. One thing Ward also mentioned was that the fact that former Balco founder Victor Conti, who works with Rodriguez, is involved with VADA and feels it raises a conflict of interest. I do remember this. That was when Balco was still fresh in everyone's mind. And then he came back into boxing and he started working with Edwin, and Victor said, yo, get this guy tested. And Ward was like, you don't tell me what the F to do. That's the guy from Balco. You know, I'm not fucking with y'all. And the negotiations is over. So why you want to add this? So it didn't make Andre look bad, but contractually, he's saying that should have been involved in the negotiations, and he maybe he would have done it. It still looks shaky. It still looks shaky. It still looks shaky. But fast forward to 2026, no smoke. Fast forward to 2026. For that part of the interview to disappear about the steroids, and for him, I'm waiting for him to address this. And then when you go back to when he fought Edwin, it's making that part look worse. You see what I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute. Back then, you had beef with VADA. You talking about Balco. And back then, you may have had a bit of an argument. But fast forward to now, this part disappears off of your interview. And that was the most important part of the interview, y'all. Because to me, that's a pipe bomb. They cheated your brother, and now you taking care of him for the rest of your life. And although Nigel Benn was sorry, he didn't donate not one fucking dime, but he tried to kill himself. And he was running around with gangsters in the UK. And oh yeah, Nigel Benn was supposed to piss after the fight. He jumped up and was pounding on his chest. Yo, I'm a Brit. You know, it did nothing wrong. You know, it wasn't the Robert shots. You know, he couldn't take the pressure. And then went in the back and fainted. He didn't piss, but he woke back up to pop some Cristal and champagne with Don King in the same hospital where they had to do brain surgery on Gerald McClellan. He never pissed. Renzo, salute, exactly. He never pissed, y'all. Keep that in mind. He never pissed. Okay? So why is Andre Ward saying on his interview, I never understand why there was never an investigation. But then you removed the part or had the part removed that Lisa clearly said, Kevin told me he was on steroids. So you got suicide attempts. He didn't piss after the fight. He's saying he's sorry, but never donated a dime to you because he went on with his career. You went home in debt. WBC didn't help you until later. Nobody from the Kronk Gym visited you until later. Roy Jones Jr. did help, but he couldn't look at him like that. Andre, you really gonna tell me you don't know what's going on? And then I'm looking at your interview, that part is removed. And then salute to No Smoke. Back when you fought Edwin, and he talked about VADA, your only defense, which was legal, was the conversation's over. The negotiations is over. Everything is etched in stone. We're not going to double back and do some different drug testing. Plus, I know that guy, Victor Conti. Ain't that the Balco nigga? Get out of here. I'm not doing it. So legally, that was within his right. But you see how things come back to get you? Now we got to look at that like, wait a minute, bro. Could be nothing, but wait a minute, bro. And then you're going to act like you didn't know what was going on? You knew Brother Nas. You know what they tried to do to Mosley. You know what they did to Cotto. Now you know what they did to Gerald. Did you extend Deontay the same courtesy, brother? I'm asking. Everyone that says that shit ain't real. And when I say, hey, man, you know, I want to say that Joe Calzaghe is an all-time great, I'm telling you his engine didn't match his physique. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you round 11 in Wilder Fury 3 after 2 knockdowns from probably the hardest puncher in boxing history. He got up off the floor 2 times. And in round 11, he's bouncing around like nothing happened. Just like Nigel Benn. And by the way, he birthed a fucking son that popped dirty. Coincidence? Andre, brother, you don't know what's going on here? You're not even gonna question it, brother? Nobody knows shit until they're under the microscope, man. I'm so, man.
Or even criminal. Like, these are some heavy accusations.
Heavy accusations. Oh, by the way, Kevin, Rolly. Kevin, I forgot his last name. Kevin, I forgot how he was involved in this whole fiasco. I forgot to what degree. But he knew everything that was going on there. And the more you look at it, when you hear about Don King popping champagne in the hospital and OK in surgery when he's not next of kin, and how Gerald went over there basically with no fucking corner. Go watch the interview and listen to Lisa talk about that corner. Nobody in that corner knew what the fuck they were doing. That whole goddamn thing was Murphy's Law. Whatever could go wrong will go wrong. And it did go wrong. He went over there and came back damn near had 1 foot in the grave. No money, nothing. That, hands down, is one of the biggest crimes in boxing. And if it's not a crime, why did they delete that part? Why? Was this interview tampered with? Yes. But who okayed it? And does Andre Ward know about it? That's all I'm asking. I'm not gonna say it could be nothing, because it's something. And this is bullshit. So when I get on here and I talk about a clean fucking sport, this is what I'm talking about. Because I can't get it for some reason. Romello, I can't watch the fight because you know what? You know why I can't watch it now? Because I know the outcome. I remember watching it live and I didn't know how bad the injury was. And then I watched it again to find out what was going on. I saw all those rabbit punches. And then I'm like, nah, man, this dude getting up off the floor, that's bullshit. He's on something. And I watched that fight a few times. And as years went on, and then you start learning about PEDs and how the drugs have gotten better and better over the years, more and more I understood what I was looking at. And now I can't watch it at all. And by the way, did y'all know Janabek was stripped for doping violation? Huh? Main Biker saluting that super chat. He said, Jarrell Miller, homie, told me all fighters are on pads. Yeah. That's come from the mouth of a cheater. Everybody does it. Hey, man, Bob Arum's fucked up. Well, everyone's fucked up. Hey, man, Eddie Hearn's a liar. Everybody's a liar. You know who yo, son. You know who? when people say, yo, Drew, I think you on steroids, you on steroids, you on steroids, those same motherfuckers can't do 50 push-ups. The only reason why I could do it in a set is because I've been doing them all my life. I could not do a push-up for 3 months and get on the floor and do it. Muscle memory. Y'all understand what I'm talking about here? I know, Bella Faith. I know. I read all of that. Oh, well, he was a dog breeder. He was a bad person. It's dogs. Get over it. And that's further proof how they value animals more than they value black people, Andre. Because every time I turned around, Andre, when you was fighting, you were inactive. You were overhyped. You were trying to bully Triple G. They tell you, I say, hey, man, Andre won the Super Six. Well, the Super Six was 1,000,000 years ago. And I said, well, Triple G and Gennady Golovkin and Vasily Lomachenko, their amateur careers was 2,000,000 years ago. But y'all celebrate them? Andre Ward was in the Super Six, and you don't know who you was going to fight. You had to think inside the ring. That was an outstanding feat. You didn't know who your next opponent was going to be. Everybody in that tournament was a dog. Everybody. Didn't he have to fight Carl Froch 2 times? Come on, man. And he won it. We on here defending him. Dre, you don't know. Man. You gonna tell me you don't know what's going on, man? The scary shit is, you know. You know. Listen, man, I don't know if you removed it under duress, because it's like that. Number of gangsters in this shit. But you got on here, and at the same time, you talked about an investigation. You don't know why there's not no investigation launched, because those Brits look out for their own. From 95 to 2005 to 2015, I know you know about Daniel Kinahan, man. I know you know about Tyson Fury, man. Here's how messed up the boxing world is, Andre, because you was a victim of it, but you got out before they got you, okay? All we wanted was undisputed at heavyweight. There was one fight left. That was Wilder and AJ. And I used to like AJ. And then the British fans got on my nerves, and he got on my nerves, and Eddie Hearn got on my nerves because they were prohibiting the fight. It was a few years of nonsense and finger pointing, but we knew the truth. As soon as they lost their gold, they made Fury and Usyk like overnight. They made that motherfucker so fast. They up 2 fights. And right now, Usyk, and I'm going to get on him tomorrow, right now, Usyk is saying he'll entertain a 3rd fight with him. Why? Oh, I'd fight the winner of Dubois and Fabio Wardley. Wait a minute. If Dubois beats him, you're going to fight him again? Why? That'll be fight number 3. I don't want to see that. Wardley, yes. Why can't he say, if Wardley wins, I'm going to fight him. If Wardley loses, I'm not fighting Dubois again. I don't need to. You beat Dubois twice. You beat Fury twice. What happened to Deontay? More on that tomorrow. Because now he double talking. What? I'm not going to hold him accountable? To fight Dubois a 3rd time, and Fury a 3rd time, that's no different from Tank trying to fight Isaac Cruz. You beat him already. What, you think I'm not going to hold Usyk's feet to the flames? Wait till tomorrow. He's getting work. He's getting work. You're bugging. It's the sport first. I don't know what you're talking about. Luther Sims Jr. says, I believe he's juicing as well. I'm not putting anything past anybody except the people I know. Because it seems that everyone else to compete with our natural gifts like Devin Haney and Errol and Deontay, everybody got to cheat like the Nazis did in the Olympics. Hitler looked at Jesse Owens and said, man, we ain't nobody on this continent that could outrun that nigga right there. Let's get to it. Get the chemists. We got to invent something. We got to compete because we can't run with that nigga right there. Jason Boyd in that super chat, salute to you, brother. He says, being from the Bay Area, this is heartbreaking because I always held Dre to a high standard of character. Hey, bro, you know what I've learned? A lot of these guys, you can enjoy and blindly not blindly, but talk about what they've done in the ring. What I've learned to do throughout the years is leave it there. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a perfect example of that. And I used to say, y'all are racist as hell because y'all hate Floyd and he's a genius in the ring. But he's black and he maximized his dollars by throwing money at the screen and making you mad. So I get it. And salute to all my brothers and sisters over there in Rumble. But I said, Andre Ward is a complete polar opposite as far as fighting style and temperament, and he's also undefeated, and y'all hate them equally. But let me ask y'all a question. Whether it's Floyd Mayweather being a dick outside the ring and dropping $9 million while we protesting Gucci, what's the difference between him doing that and Andre Ward doing this? Now, I don't know if he's doing it now, but if he is, what's the difference? Bad character is bad character. It don't have to be in one subject. But if he okayed that to be removed, that's a problem. If he's ignoring it, that's a problem. But you just sat up there and told that sister, I don't know why there's not an investigation. Man, there's a ton of fights that should have been investigated for corruption. And I can't imagine that Andre Ward doesn't know that. You saw the slow count in Wilder Fury 3. You said it online. On the live. You said it. Why do you think it was a slow count? The same reason why that ref doing the slow count wasn't supposed to be in there, bruh. You know these things. Why was there no investigation? Why didn't Nigel Ben piss after the fight? Pounded on his chest, went to the back and passed out. Woke up and started drinking alcohol in the hospital. But he didn't piss. Has he ever sat across from Tyson Fury and asked him the hardball questions? And I'd be wrong to question the whole integrity of that channel now. You see what I mean, y'all, about these people? What makes Andre Ward any different from Floyd Mayweather as far as integrity? Sid Mark in that super chat, he says, salute, Drew. I'm glad you're talking about this. I always wondered about Calzaghe since he fought hard punching Mitchell. I remember that, bro. He got floored really bad and got up, and it was like you hit the reset button. It's like nothing happened. It's like nothing happened. I'm like, I don't know, but whatever. Whatever. But I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. But I don't know about that. Main biker in that super chat, he says, Ward forgot the world wanted KK Kovalev to beat him. Yeah, twice. And who was online defending him? Us. And that was before there was an LDBC. That was before live streams. That was before, I believe it was before Twitter. That was when you had to go to videos and hit the refresh button to see who you fighting with. You'd be arguing with people for days. Oh, I think this nigga responded to me. Let me reset the page. That was before all of that. Now you wonder, was I wrong defending this dude? Well, let me get the questions answered first. If he even responds. Did he okay this to be removed? That part to be removed? Is he behind that? Did the people, or is he in charge of that channel? And they just say, hey, man, we get to edit and do what we want. Because like I said, it was edited before it hit the internet. So that means after this went out for a day or two, they went back and removed it, brothers. Let me play it for you one more time.
A tainted mouthpiece.
He went in the other room and cried. And, but Gerald said to him, this could have happened to either one of us, you know. But it always played in the back of my mind, what was he so sorry for, you know?
Did Don King promote Nigel Ben too?
Mm-hmm. So he went in the other room and cried. But Gerald said to him,
this was the part that was missing, y'all. This was the part that was missing.
This could have happened to either one of us. But it always played in the back of my mind, what was he so sorry for? We started a documentary during that time with ITV, and then they ended up coming to Illinois, but Kevin came, Nigel didn't. And I was sitting in my backyard with Kevin, because we had spent a lot of time around each other at that point, from England, and then now he was in Illinois. And I said, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me the truth. I said, was Nigel being on steroids that night? And he said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want you to understand something, man. Okay, my brother, No Smoke says, Nigel Ben was lying in the documentary, and I'll prove it and show it to you. Bro, find it, upload it, let me know, and I'm going to share the nonsense out of it. I'm going to share the nonsense out of it. Because everything is wrong. And you know what else? I don't think Nigel Ben was ever suicidal. I think he's full of shit. These guys are liars. I don't think he was ever suicidal. That's why when Conor Ben popped dirty, the first thing I said was, well, there go his daddy. Freedom's marching that super chat. He says, I only had a white grandma, but she called me the N-words when I pissed her off as a kid. Oh my God, bro. Oh my, what? He says she was my introduction to racism. Son of Goof proclaiming he got a white daddy is not a flex. Jesus Christ, bro. I'm fucking sorry you had to deal with that. Holy smokes. Oh my God, man. No Smoke, my brother Yave. Do your thing. You know how you do. Make sure you send it to me and I'm going to share it. Send it to me. Make sure you, no, when I say send, upload it on your channel. Let me know when it's there and I'm going to share it. That's how we do. Your views, not mine, but I'm going to share it. Because something ain't right here. No, bro, I'm not bugging. But you know what? I done talked for 2 hours. Here's what y'all do. Go to Andre Ward's podcast, find this interview. It's only a couple of days old, and watch it from beginning to end. And let me know, hey, Drew, no, I found it here, timestamped. And then send it to me. But I'm telling you, it's not there. I listened to it twice yesterday. I'm like, am I bugging? I'm walking around the crib. My wife was like, you all right? I said, I'm listening for something. It's not there, y'all. It's not there. And I learned about that Sunday because I was waiting. And y'all heard it with me. And I'm like, where's that part? It's not there, bro. It's not there. It's not there. And I'm going to bring, look, One
Why
more
was
time,
that?
y'all.
This could have happened to either one of us,
This
you
part,
know.
watch.
But it always played in the back of my mind. What was he so sorry for? You know.
It jumped. What was he so sorry for? And it jumped to this. The Art of Ward. What was he so sorry for? And it jumped to him asking about Don King promoting Nigel Ben and G-Man.
Don King promote Nigel Ben too?
That's why I put the question mark there.
So he went
This is the actual clip from what I saw the first time.
in the other room and cried. But Gerald said to him, this could have happened to either one of us. But it always played in the back of my mind. What was he so sorry for? We started
Here's the missing part.
a documentary during that time with ITV, and then they ended up coming to Illinois.
When she mentioned the documentary on the regular part, she talked about a 60-minute one and a 90-minute one, and she said they're both on YouTube. And there's a discrepancy in both of them, between both of them. Go watch it. But this part where she talks about them coming to Illinois, it's not there, y'all.
But Kevin came, Nigel didn't. And I was sitting in my backyard with Kevin, because we had spent a lot of time around each other at that point, from England, and then now he was in Illinois. And I said, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me the truth. I said, was Nigel being on steroids that night? And he said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about investigations, brother? Investigations? Like you don't know this fucking sport is dirty? Hey, bro, I'm not mad at you for questioning the integrity of Victor Conte. I did a whole live stream. Y'all remember when I did the live stream? And I said, hey, man, y'all cool with Victor Conte getting in the sport? Remember I asked the question? I wasn't accusing him of shit. I just asked y'all cool with this guy getting in the sport with his background and shit? And I guess y'all was. And when y'all said y'all was, I left it alone. Did I not? I didn't drag him at all. I left it alone. I left it alone. I left it alone. I didn't drag him. I left it alone. If you like it, I love it. I left it alone. And he's been straight and narrow ever since. What he did do was he shined the light on cheaters. That's what he did. And that's what he turned informant. That's what he did. And when I asked y'all, yeah, Victor Conte. Meanwhile, your favorite fighter pops dirty. Victor Conte. I said, well, everyone's on snack, right? Name the athlete, boxer or not, that popped dirty because of the snack system. You can't name them. Oh, well, two people popped while they were on snack. Yeah, but they popped because of the outside antics, not because of snack. Try again. What Victor Conte became was dangerous. That's what happened. He became dangerous because he's a whistleblower now. But he shined the light on this fat dude, Shahad right here, Shajad, wherever he is, with Tyson Fury and Conor Ben with the eggs. And when he was getting his feet wet, one of the things he was doing was working with Edwin Rodriguez. He says, hey, man, get him enrolled in VADA. And that's why motherfuckers walking around talking about, oh, he's working with VADA. Well, in the home stretch of things, Victor Conte wasn't working with VADA at all. But address the topic. Because what happened was Ryan Garcia was caught. What happened was every time Fury felt he was going to get tested, he retired. What happened was Nigel Ben, after he assaulted G-Man in the ring, he was pounding his chest like the AP is, and then passed out and ducked the piss test. But popped bottles with Don King at the hospital. And when I say drug cheats and boxers should be charged with attempted fucking murder, y'all think I'm bugging. look at Gerald McClellan. And then you wonder why I take this so serious. Dre, I need to know why that part was removed. Did someone threaten to sue you? Or sue her? Or do something else? I don't know. Y'all don't know boxing like how I know boxing. Let me get out the general's way, man. Salute to y'all. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat. Share this video, bro. Now, as I'm doing this, who knows? They might put it back to make me look crazy. But I'm telling you, and you saw Kano Loco in here saying, nope, you're right, it's not there. I listened to it twice yesterday from start to finish. It's not there. Go listen to it quick. But before I get out of here, I want to say hello to all of you primates.
Hey, mister, wanna buy a monkey?
Yeah, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on!
Faggot shit.
Better than that!
Would you like to buy a monkey?
Monkey!
Call fire. Blade Brown in that super chat says salute, man. Salute to you, good brother. Much love, man. The general's on. I know he cooking. I go past my time. I'm very passionate about the sport. The sport don't love me back. It's really, man. I got involved with the LDBC to support a movement, man. And boxing been messed up forever. And we don't understand how we got here. We got to understand where we came from. We came from fighters going into different towns to fight and trying to be scared, trying to, getting terrorized by seeing black people hanging from trees, to literally being executed in the ring with the support of a fanatical fan base that aren't educated enough on anything. That's why I don't deal with coons, big lip chimpanzees, knuckle dragging, self-hating Negroes. Death to all of you. Call fire. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.